We got game launches, game leaks, and video game movies. Let's talk. What up, viewers? What up? What up? Calc Soups here, and today is Friday, April 17th, and that means it's time for a quick recap of the week in video game news. The first one is the big game of the year so far, I think. Pragmata. This is Capcom honing in on Sony's dad saving surrogate daughter game genre. Yeah, you play as I think you play as a robot defending a little girl, which one of you is the robot? I don't remember which one's the robot, um, but yeah, it's a new Capcom game. It's a new IP for Capcom, which means that they're not resting on their laurels with Monster Hunter or Mega Man or Resident Evil. So hopefully this can kind of grow into a new IP for them. It's gotten a lot of positive reviews. It's currently at an 86 Metacritic. People say it's a great breakout hit for a new IP. So yeah, it's like an action RPG. So you're playing as robot dad trying to defend your little daughter from waves of bad guys, and yeah, it's exciting to see a new game IP kind of enter this space. This is probably going to be the biggest. I bet Resident Evil is probably bigger than this. But yeah, I've seen a lot of good buzz coming out of it, and a lot of good hype. So I don't know if I'm curious if this one's able to like crack top 10 or whether this will be the biggest game for the month or the year so far. So pretty interesting stuff happening there. But I want to move on to the game I am more excited about and more likely to play that also launched this week. Mouse PI for Hire. This is Steamboat Willie, but as a boomer shooter with like a 1930s art style. It's black and white, so it's got that very detective noir look to it. But like the Steamboat Willie color scheme and style. And yeah, I've been pretty excited for this one for a while. I know the physical edition's not coming for a couple months, but I still probably am gonna pick this one up on digitally. I'm a big classic shooter fan, and I like the art style and classic art style. It's currently at an 80 Metacritic. People are liking it for what it is. I hear it. Maybe it lacks a little bit of depth, but it sounds like you'll get 12 to 14, 12 to 16 hours out of it. And yeah, it could be a fun shooter to play and one that I'm excited to pick up and kind of see how the art style blends with the gameplay and the classic like shoot and strafe first person shooters. So excited for that one. There's another first person shooter that's this one was just announced this week, but it's the fifth. It's the fifth installment in a series that's only existed since 2010. Metro 2039 is the next game in the Metro series, starting with Metro 2033, and then there was Metro Exodus and Metro something about light. But yeah, I've actually played I think one of these games. These are all very like Soviet era, post apocalyptic. You're hiding in the underground, I think, and there's like horrific nuclear abominations you have to like fight through, and it's got a little bit more of a horror aspect to it because you're trying to hide out from these bad guys and hide behind your Uzi or whatever. But yeah, the fifth game was announced this week, and we got to see a little bit more about it. Metro 2039, which would imply that maybe this is the sixth or seventh one, but nope, this is the fifth one. But yeah, I'm somewhat interested in these. Like I said, I'm peripherally aware of how many of these have come out, and I think I even own one of them that I played through a little bit of. But let me know what you've played of the Metro series, what you think of it, and whether or not you think I would enjoy it down below in the comments. But excited to see a fifth game in 16 years is a pretty good click. So excited to see more Metro games. Next, we have the rumor mill starting up around video games this week. This one focused on a remake for Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. This one seems a little bit more substantiated, like they have a release date of July 9th, but it is all still kind of rumor and speculation. It hasn't officially been announced by Ubisoft that a remake is coming out. But I think a lot of people would be very excited for Assassin's Creed Black Flag getting remade and brought out this year. So if this does come in July, it could be the game of the summer. And I know a lot of people are very interested in pirate games recently, especially with the recent release of Windrose into early access. But yeah, I think Assassin's Creed for Black Flag remake is probably the game in the Assassin's Creed series that probably most people want to be remade. So excited if this is true. This would be very exciting. Disney is slowly sneaking out of the back door of Steam, as 15 games this week were removed from Steam's library. I didn't even know Disney had 15 games, but 15 Disney games have been removed from Steam, and this is coming off of 14 that were pulled off a couple months ago. I didn't even know Disney had 30 games, but over the past 3 months or so, 30 games have been removed from Steam. I don't know if this has to do with the Epic partnership and whether or not all those games are going to be going to Epic. I also find this a little interesting in that I think a month or two ago we talked about the new CEO of Disney saying that they wanted to invest more in video games, and this seems like a way to pull them off. I don't know if this is like a pull out and then reemerge with bigger, better Disney games, or again if this has to do with the Epic partnership and maybe all this stuff is going to Fortnite somehow. But yeah, Disney is pulling out of Steam. So curious what that means for their relationship with gaming in general, and or again if this has anything to do with the Epic relationship. Everyone's big hidden identity game that struck it big during the pandemic times, Among Us has hit a very significant milestone with 1 billion downloads. That's right, an eighth of the world's population has played Among Us, according to the downloads. I don't know if these are like unique users, and these are always weird metrics to kind of wrap your head around. But yeah, 1 billion downloads is still a major benchmark. Very exciting stuff. I mean, given the game only costs $5, it's definitely cool stuff to see there, and I'm glad Innersloth. I wish them all the best because yeah, I had my fair share of fun times playing Among Us over the pandemic, and so I'm glad to see that they've continued to have success and have hit a very significant milestone there. There is so much Destiny 2 DLC that all of it can be put into one major Humble Bundle. There's a Destiny 2 Humble Bundle going on right now, and you can get like, I don't know, 10 DLCs all in one Humble Bundle for like $30. So if you've been looking to try and catch up, this could potentially be a way to do that and also support some charities while you're at it. So yeah, hop into Destiny 2 with the Destiny 2 Humble Bundle. That'll be linked down below. Somehow, again, AI is ruining everything. That's not somehow, but that's just a statement. AI is ruining everything. And it is affecting prices for people making PC and PC parts and tech. All of the world's technology has to be going into AI, and thus everything else that exists with technology, prices have to go up. All this is suffice to say that the Meta Quest 3 VR headsets are also going up because of, I guess, shortening, like PC parts are going elsewhere, so they have to raise costs to make up for the less that they'll sell. Supply and demand economic stuff, I guess. But yeah, the Meta Quest 3 VR headsets prices are increasing. If you want to beat those prices before they go up, I believe on Sunday the 19th, you can go and buy those now. The low one that has like 128 gigs of RAM, or 128 gigs of memory, is like 400 going to 450. The next one up is like 450 going to 500, and then the $500 model is going up to $600. So if you want to not pay $50 or $100 more for your VR headset, you can buy that before the end of the weekend. Moving right along, the Call of Duty movie, which is being made and has an official release date, and it is June 30th of 2028. Yes, right in the middle of the Olympics in Southern California, we will be able to go and watch the Call of Duty movie. I already don't trust any video game release dates that are over a year out, and this is over 2 years out. But this is a movie. Hopefully Hollywood has, stronger incentives not to move the date. But yeah, I guess in E3 or at Summer Game Fest 2028, we can all watch the Call of Duty movie. So Again, I'm very curious what the plot will be, if it's somewhere between Modern Warfare or if it's more of a Black Ops type thing. It'll be interesting because Call of Duty does have several large brands under its umbrella, so it'll be interesting to see kind of where we get put and where they are in production, if they've already confirmed a release date. But I digress. I'm getting too into the details. Last but not least, Street Fighter has released its movie trailer. Previously, we've only seen like on the scene sets and like shadowy images of Roman Reigns as Guile, but now we get to see the full trailer with all of your favorite characters. And yeah, it shows off cocky Ken and Ryu, who doesn't want to, who's beaten up and doesn't want to be anywhere. And they're all getting pulled into this street fighting challenge. Everybody talks about Chung Li's thighs, which is brought up as a joke in the trailer. Apparently, Jason Momoa's in there somewhere, which I can't recognize. And yeah, it'll be really weird to see Bison doing his thing. But if you were expecting them to go more gritty and realistic and the modern sensibilities of making movies, that's not the way they're going for it. This looks campy as hell, just like the 1990s Van Damme movie. It's just made with better looking, more modern production values. So yeah, excited to see this. The movie's coming out in a couple months, and yeah, it could be the hit of the summer. But yeah, it's definitely worth a watch, and you can definitely get that campy vibe that you got back from the 90s movie, which was also good for what it was. So excited for that. But that's it for this week. Let me know if you feel I forgot anything down below in the comments. But as always, thanks for watching. I hope you have a super day. I hope you have a super weekend, and I hope you have a super day. Bye!